Good afternoon. Today we are going to discuss functional analysis training, particularly geared towards RBTs. Functional analysis, what is it? It is a process in which antecedents and consequences are observed in the natural environment. Separate events on problem behavior can be observed. It can occur in a natural or a simulated setting. And there are 5 conditions. Each condition has an established operation as well as reinforcement. Conditions are presented one at a time using an alternating sequence in which the RBT will record the level of problem behavior at each condition. The 5 conditions are the control or play condition, attention, alone, escape, and tangible. Now, the control and play condition is the condition in which the RBT should see a low frequency of problem behavior. There's lots of reinforcements being provided to the client and no demands are presented. Preferred activities are continuously available and problem behavior is either ignored or neutrally redirected. An example of this would be a 6-year-old is provided with access to Barbies, which are a preferred toy, and is playing with the RBT. The child begins hitting the Barbie on the ground. The clinician says, "Don't hit Barbie," in a calm tone, and then continues to play with the child. The attention condition is the condition in which attention is withheld from the client. When the behavior occurs, the RBT should provide a mild reprimand or a soothing statement. An example of this would be a client is playing with a preferred toy and the RBT is seated nearby, but not interacting with the client. The client begins hitting the toy against their head. The RBT states, "Don't hurt yourself." The escape condition is the condition in which task demands are delivered continuously. RBT should use the 3-step prompting procedure, which includes instructions, modeling, and hand-over-hand assistance. RBT should provide a temporary break between 30 seconds and 1 minute in duration if the problem behavior occurs. The RBT should terminate prompting as well. An example is an 11-year-old boy who is instructed to complete word problems with the RBT. The RBT provides the initial instruction. We are going to work on word problems now. The RBT then reads the word problem and models how to set the problem up. Then the RBT will pick up the student's hand and assist them in writing the numbers. The client crumbles the paper. The RBT says, "Okay, we can take a break," and remain silent. After a predetermined amount of time passes, the RBT will provide the prompt to begin working. The tangible condition is the condition in which the client is initially provided with toys or preferred activities. Then the RBT will remove the preferred activity and introduce a less preferred item and adult attention. If the child engages in the behavior, the RBT should reintroduce the preferred activity for between 30 seconds and 1 minute in length. An example is a 4-year-old client who is playing with toy cars. The RBT removes the toy cars and gets out a Cars book to read aloud. The client begins crying audibly. The RBT gives the toy cars back to the client for 1 minute and then reintroduces the reading. Finally, we have the alone condition. This is the condition in which the client is provided with low levels of environmental stimuli. There are no tasks and no play materials readily available to the clients. Problem behavior is ignored or neutrally redirected in this condition. An example is a client is sitting on the floor with nothing available to them. The client begins yelling. The RBT states, "Please sit quietly." This concludes today's training on functional analysis. During the FA, RBT should be tracking the levels of behavior during all conditions in order to determine what is maintaining the behavior. Finally, ongoing training will be provided on functional analysis to ensure competence. Thanks so much for joining us. Bye.